How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Tom. Those of you that have been around long enough know that one of the very first videos that I ever did was I showed you how I make these American flag crosses, and I also make American flags. And two things that I've always wanted to do for these, because I make a lot of them, was to find ways to speed up the process, make it more faster, more accurate, more efficient. And one of those ways was to make the assembly jig for this, which I've already done. If you haven't seen it, check out that video. I'll link it in the description below if you want to see it. And the other thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to make star templates to put these laser cut stars on there, because it takes time to do that. And anytime that you can make this faster, easier, and get them into place so that they don't get messed up, is going to be best for you and your business, because time is money, right? Well, I've finally done that, and I have made these templates to put the stars on, not only the crosses, but also my regular size flags, and even some custom sized flags, which we'll get into a little bit later in the video. If you want to see that, then stick around, because that's what we're going to do today. Alright, so the first thing that I needed to do was to break down this 4x8 sheet of black acrylic that I bought to make these jigs with. It has to be black acrylic because a diode laser like mine can't cut or engrave clear acrylic because of science or something. Apparently you need a CO2 laser in order to cut clear acrylic, so these jigs are going to be black. Anyway, I'm using my Ryobi track saw to cut the sheet into strips of the appropriate width for the jigs that I want to make. And once that's done, I headed over to my miter station to further cut those strips down to the required lengths that I needed. Next, I set up my Alga Laser Alpha to cut and engrave the jigs out of the acrylic stock. If you want to know about the Alga Laser Alpha, I have an entire review video on it that I'll link down in the description below for you if you're interested in seeing it. Here it is, making a star template for my American flag crosses. Again, there is a separate video that shows in great detail how I make the crosses, and I'll link that below as well in case you haven't seen it and want to. This jig is relatively quick to make, as there are only 10 stars to cut out on it, but the full-size union for a normal 19.5 by 37 inch flag with 1-inch stars takes quite a bit longer to make due to it having all 50 stars that it has to cut out. However, I also cut a jig for a large custom-sized 46-inch long flag with 1.5-inch stars that I was making for a customer at the time of filming this video. But the union for that flag was too big for me to make on this laser, so I came up with a clever solution to that problem that I'll show you in a few minutes. Once I got my 3 prototypes done, it was time to put them to the test and see if they actually work. And let me tell you, they did not disappoint. Now, this process wasn't too bad time-wise on these crosses the way that I used to do it, but there was a lot of potential for things to go sideways as far as accuracy was concerned. If you've seen that video, I used to use a template with holes drilled in it where the center of each star should be. Then used that to make small holes in the cross union with a pick. I would then use my best judgment to glue the stars on over those small holes the best I could, using physical aspects of the cross to reference against, like the lines between the pieces. It worked, but it was far from being perfectly accurate. With this new template, not only is it incredibly fast, but it also made the placement of the stars perfectly accurate with no effort at all. All you have to do is align the jig with the cross union and use some clamps on the extensions to clamp it to the cross. Then you apply a drop of your adhesive of choice to the center of each star cutout. Here I'm using black Star Bond medium, which is my preference for doing this, and then simply drop the star into place. It's a good idea to have a small pick handy so that you can make small adjustments if necessary, as the star cutouts are slightly larger than the stars, in order to both avoid accidentally gluing the jig down and also to be able to remove it easily when you're finished. This thing worked so much better than I expected it to, and it's going to be a massive game changer for me because I typically batch these out in large quantities. It makes getting the stars in perfect alignment so fast and so easy. I didn't have a regular size 19.5 by 37 inch flag to test that template on, but based on how easy the cross jig was to use, that jig is going to be even more beneficial to me for making those full size flags because using that same old method to place all 50 stars would take me around an hour to an hour and a half to glue them all down. Now it's only going to take about 15 minutes. I know this because I used the template that I made for that even bigger custom flag to glue all 50 of those stars on in about that amount of time. The only difference is that because the capacity of my laser was too small to make the full 50 star union for that flag, I only made half of the union instead, with the center column of stars cut in half. This way I could align the jig with the top and left sides of the union, clamp it down, glue half the stars on, then simply flip the jig over using that center column of stars to maintain the alignment, and then finish adding the other half of the stars. This actually turned out to be very beneficial because it takes a whole lot less time to cut out those 27 stars instead of 50 stars for a full union, especially for that size. I really could not have been more pleased with how these jigs work. And as you can see, the end product looks fantastic. I'm still working on my website, but like the cross assembly jig, these star templates are now available for sale via email. Until that website goes live, you can order the assembly jig and these templates by simply emailing me at maverickdesignswoodworking@gmail.com. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed the video and or you just want to support the channel, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification icon so that you'll receive notifications when I post future videos. As always, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe out there and happy woodworking. I'll see you on the next one.